This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Zatavo Soybeans, transforming the approach to soybean seed decision-making with trailblazing innovation and quality without compromise. I'm Ty Higgins. Well, today, Ritchie Brothers having a large auction. Find out more at rbauction.com. And tomorrow, going to be broadcasting from the Ohio State Fair thanks to Kalmbach Feeds, feeding you the results first. One Northwest Ohio farmer proving that conventional and organic farming can successfully coexist on the same operation. Fifth-generation Henry County farmer Shane Meyer farms 550 acres with about 120 acres certified organic and another 40 acres in transition, while the rest of the farm remains conventional. Meyer says managing both systems require careful planning, from cleaning combines at harvest to keeping treated seeds separate at planting. He says the transition began to organic in 2019 after Prevent Plant Acres gave him a head start on certification. He said the learning curve has been steep, especially when it comes to weed control, but new technology has made the system much more manageable. You can read more about farming two very different ways in Henry County online now at ohioagnet.com. Let's get a check of the forecast now with Ryan Martin, brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company.
With clouds and some sunshine, we also can't rule out some hit-and-miss scattered showers. Now, it does look like the best of shower action will come together as we move through this evening and the overnight tonight, leading to a more damp Friday. Over the next few days, I think we can see anywhere from a few hundredths to maybe an inch or more, and then the next 2 weeks could be very damp. I'm Ryan Martin.
Ryan, thank you. As Ohio's corn and soybean crops continue through the growing season, agronomists say tissue sampling can provide valuable insight into crop nutrition before yield is affected. Unlike soil tests, tissue samples measure the nutrients the plant is actually taking up, giving growers a real-time snapshot of crop health. Experts say the information can help identify nutrient deficiencies, hidden hunger, and other issues that may not be visible in the field. Agronomists recommend collecting samples from representative areas of a field and following proper sampling procedures, including selecting the correct plant parts and growth stages. Accurate sampling is essential to getting reliable results and making sound management decisions. Tissue sampling is most effective when it's used alongside soil tests, field history, and visual crop scouting. Together, those tools can help growers determine whether in-season nutrient applications are needed and better understand how their fertility program is performing. While tissue tests won't solve every production challenge, they can help farmers make more informed decisions that protect yield potential and improve nutrient use efficiency. The message from agronomists is simple. Don't wait until crops show visible stress. And in-season tissue sampling can provide the information growers need to keep corn and soybeans on track for a productive harvest. You can read more about the importance of tissue sampling online now at ohioagnet.com. The local Connection Ag County Fair Tour continues next week with stops in Champaign County on Monday and Attica on Tuesday. Join us for the midday broadcast on both days as local Connection Ag makes a check presentation to both junior fair boards. In other agricultural news, farmers have experienced firsthand the ever-increasing value of farmland, and new analysis lays those numbers out. Danny Munch is an economist with the American Farm Bureau. He says prices have hit record highs despite a cooling rate of price increases.
The average value of U.S. farm real estate, which includes land and buildings, rose 3.4% to $4,500 per acre. Cropland values increased 3.3% to $6,020 an acre, and pastureland rose 4.2%. That pace has slowed, though, since 2020. It's a 44% increase since then, but in the first year it was an 11.7% increase. That went down to 3.4% in 2026.
Farmers who own land will now have a stronger balance sheet thanks to increased values, but there are still pros and cons to the cost of land going up.
That increases farm equity, provides additional collateral, and that it can improve access to credit. The downside is that higher values make it much more expensive to buy land, enter farming for beginning or new farmers, or expand an existing operation. Renters face a particular challenge because they pay higher costs without receiving the equity gains.
We'll get a check of the markets and analysis next here on the Ohio AgNet. This has been a wild year to grow corn and soybeans in Ohio, but how are the crops shaping up? Find out with the 2026 Ohio Crop Tour, sponsored by Field Leader. Follow daily reports starting next week at ohioagnet.com as our scouts check corn and soybean fields across the state. Then join us at an Ohio Soybean Hometown Tour event to hear yield estimates and key observations firsthand. Learn more and RSVP at soyohio.org/hometown. That's soyohio.org/hometown. Today's market analysis brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company in Upper Sandusky, opening to receive soybeans starting September 1. Ohio farmers plan to get your RFID tag the week of August 24th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Find out more by calling 419-731-7100. Ahead of USDA's first survey-based yield forecast in next week's WASDE report, StoneX released their results earlier this week, estimating the 2026 U.S. corn yield will average 184.8 bushels per year. As for soybeans, StoneX coming in at 53 bushel per acre. At midday, corn for September down 3/4 at $4.36 a bushel. December $4.59 1/4, down 3/4 as well. Soybeans for August a 1/4 penny higher, $11.51 3/4. November $11.77 and 2 cents to the good, and wheat for September down 6.5 at $6.36 3/4. August live cattle down 60 points at $233.60. August lean hogs 96.82 and 22 cents to the plus side. This is the Ohio AgNet.